Listen, for the past week, we've been exploring the wonder that is the Reunion Islands, and they have many magnificent sights and scenes to enjoy out there. But did you know that they produce some of the best vanilla in the world? They've got a place called the Dumont du Grand Azier, which is one of those treasures that is nestled at the base of a waterfall, and it grows and produces some of the most delicious vanilla in the world, and it comes in a lot of available tantalizing flavors as well. So we thought we might just show you a bit of that as well. Take a look.
Just a 4-hour flight from Johannesburg and a short skip from Madagascar, the tropical French island of Reunion hosts some of the most beautiful mountains, forests and villages in the world, with a treasure to discover around every corner. The Domaine du Grand Azier is one of those treasures. Nestled near a waterfall, it grows and produces some of the most delicious vanilla in the world, available in tantalizing variety.
Andrea, how's the smell in this room?
It's intoxicating.
You know what, I must be honest, for somebody who loves vanilla like myself and Andrea, it's always a bit like torture because you walk in here, then you're hit by this intense vanilla aroma, you find yourself salivating, then your tummy starts grumbling because you're hungry and you literally want to lick the air trying to absorb some of that aroma.
Absolutely.
So beautiful, the true black gold right here. Nice. And it's mind-blowing to see all the different things you can do with vanilla, because we have the vanilla pods, we all know them, oil infused with vanilla, we have vanilla powder. Can you imagine how nice that must be? The vanilla extract, this must be my favorite, but even salt with vanilla, can you believe it?
Well, it's interesting all the ways that you can use vanilla because it has such an intense flavor. It's very satisfying, so a wonderful way to control your appetite and not overeat.
Well, that's interesting, but you know what? It seems like there's a lot of treasure in this room. Let's go explore. Look at this, look what we found. And we struck gold. Look at that.
This is amazing.
I've never seen this much vanilla in one spot. Hey?
Just smell this.
That's very interesting because I don't get the vanilla aroma.
Well, that's because the seeds are inside that actually have the vanillin, the flavor component.
This is beautiful.
To check the quality, make sure the color of the pod is dark but shiny, soft to the touch, and if you can bend it without breaking, you've struck gold.
So this is it. This is where it all starts. And aren't they beautiful?
They're fascinating.
Look at this, lush, green, full of life.
These plants almost remind me of a creeper, but the leaves look like that of an orchid.
You're actually right, it is an orchid, but it's very intensive to grow these plants because from the first time that you plant them, it takes 3 years for the first flower to come out.
That is a long time.
It is a very long time. And they pollinate these plants by hand because the plant can't actually pollinate itself. And then they figured out women can actually do a better job because they're faster, pollinating up to about 1,500 flowers per day. Can you believe that?
Why am I not surprised?
It flowers once a year, normally between September and December for the whole day. But your best window to pollinate these plants is between sunrise and midday. And from there on, they get harvested and on to the next station.
Now I see wood and a basket. What happens here?
Well, what happens here when the fresh vanilla comes in, it's all placed in this basket. And then it gets steamed at exactly 65 degrees for 3 minutes only, no more, no less. And that stops the growing process of the vanilla. When it's done, it's taken out and then transferred to these wooden boxes where it's covered with blankets to keep the temperature for about between 40 and 50 degrees for 24 hours. And in those 24 hours, not only does the vanilla flavor start developing, but the vanilla pods go from green to a brown color like that. Cool, eh?
Fascinating.
And then after the 24 hours, it's off to the drying racks. And here in the drying racks, they lie and wait for about 2 to 3 months, checked 3 times because they need less than 50% moisture.
Now, how do you know when it gets to 50% moisture?
Come take a look at this. Here, everything is sorted by hand, but to tell the moisture like this, firstly, there's a few things. In terms of the color, when the moisture gets less, it gets a bit thinner and it gets a bit darker, okay? But then hold that, tell me what you feel.
Well, this thinner one feels drier, but this one feels colder.
Exactly, because there's still too much moisture in this one. And when it looks like this, you know it's ready for the maturity box. But what is interesting, a good pod is considered between 15 and 20 centimeters, but it can grow up to 25 centimeters. And the longer the pod, the more intense and nice the flavor, because there's more lining protecting the seeds, which actually gives the flavor, not the seeds. And once that's done, it comes to these maturity boxes where it sleeps for 12 months.
Why that long?
Well, think of it as a good wine maturing in a barrel. Same thing with the vanilla. And now you can really understand why a good quality vanilla is quite pricey.
Well, at the same time, the synthetic vanilla that we grew up with doesn't nearly have the same flavor intensity of the real vanilla.
Indeed. So when you do come to Reunion, make sure you visit a vanilla plantation because it really is fascinating. You want to take a look inside?
I would love to.
Natural vanilla is not just delicious, it's good for you too. Each bean contains essential oils, vitamins, and minerals. So for those with a sweet tooth, it's the perfect ingredient.
And who thought you knew so much about vanilla? But anyway, if you're a more adventurous explorer, then the Reunion Islands offers everything that you need, from the geographical diversity, the marine life, to picturesque coastlines, all of which can be explored by paragliding, an activity that can be enjoyed all year. It's like a free flyer's paradise. Take a look.
Reunion is a tropical island situated in the midst of the Indian Ocean and just east of Madagascar. It boasts bright blue skies and white sandy beaches. The island is also blessed with scenic volcanic landscapes, and the best way to explore the island is from the sky. So far we've been having an absolutely amazing time exploring the island of Reunion and all its spectacular sights. But one thing you have to do is get a bird's eye view, and the best way to do that is with a helicopter. And this is the man who's going to take us there. What can we expect from this flight?
We're gonna expect everything about the center of the island. So the first thing is to go to Mafat Circus, one of the best place to be, but it's only for trekking, you know, no road, just track. And after we go to Salazie, and Salazie we go to the Iron Wall, the big wall, 300 meters of deep with the big waterfall. We have a lot of water right now. And after we go to the volcano, and we're going to make 2 turns around the volcano, and we come back to Silao Circus, the last one of the 3 circus, and we come back to the lagoon for the end of the flight.
So it's really a unique way of seeing the island from top.
Oh yeah, it's the best way to see the island because there is a lot of road, lot of track, really difficult to watch the viewpoint, and the best thing to see all the island is by chopper.
And this is the machine that's going to take us there.
This is the B4. It's EC 130, the last one made in Marseille, in France. It's a big chopper, and you have a lot of pleasure inside.
The island is but 63 kilometers long and 45 kilometers wide. From the sky, it unfolds its treasures. The landscape morphed from lava fields to lush primary forest, from jagged peaks to sprawling coastal cities. I was hungering for more skybound adventures and found Reunion offers it aplenty. After that helicopter flight, I'm more convinced than ever that the Reunion Island is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. But right now, I'm taking to the skies in a more tranquil manner, and Jerome is the guy to do that. Jerome, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jerome, I'm so excited to take to the skies. How popular is paragliding on the island?
Very popular here because we have a very best place to fly. It's very nice, and the conditions today are perfect. Sky blue, little wind, and good condition in the air. It's perfect for you to discover paragliding.
And throughout the island, how many takeoff sites are there?
Perhaps 25 different takeoffs around the island, inside the island, and around here. It's the best place because we can fly close nearly 300 days per year.
Now, a lot of people want to do this, but is it safe?
Yes, it's safe. We start walking and running. In the air, we discuss like that. It's easy to discuss. And we check before the takeoff, the air, the wind, the cloud, and now it's perfect to fly.
Yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be great. It's perfect, he says. I trust the man. Initially, you will fly in tandem with the instructor. If you're lucky, he might let you take over the reins. The island is one of the few places in the world where it's possible to fly all year round. Yes, Reunion is a free flyer's paradise. Novice and seasoned paragliders, the view never gets old. What an absolutely incredible experience. Words cannot describe the feeling of floating in the air, and you share that experience with the birds. You feel free, literally, and then you have this magnificent view of the coral reefs, and my pilot was so amazing, he even gave me the controls, and that was an experience in itself. So whenever you come to the Reunion Island, make sure that this is on your to-do list, because you will not be sorry, and you will get your diploma in paragliding.